Faith is born in the year of the rooster. And she said, "I'm a rooster," "Oh, oh, oh." And she'll say that because she's very loud, she's sassy, she's got a personality, she loves to live life.
We call Faith Love Bug because she's very loving and very sensitive to people around her. She loves to make people laugh. She's cheeky, but tender.
She was my first sister after 6 years of being an only child. So she was just such like a gift to our whole family.
Oh, I know what I like about Faith. It's because she's fun.
Since she was really young, we just noticed that she loves to draw. At first, it was like 10, 20 pages, and now she can go through 50 to 60 pages a day of drawing.
She loves to play dolls. She loves to set things up for the dolls. She'll take something out of the recycling bin and then she'll take it over to her desk and she'll turn it into something. So she's very good at using her hands and making art out of really anything. I knew something was wrong with Faith. She had gotten really sick and then she had gotten better, but she started to have nystagma of her eyes. So her eyes kept moving back and forth for a minute to 2 minutes at a time. And it was really hard to see. It was very bizarre. We just tried to get her to her regular doctor, and her doctor said because she had a seizure when she was a baby, if there's any possibility this is seizure related, you need to go to the emergency room. I was on my way to the hospital and my husband said, "The neurologist is coming, how quickly can you get here?" And I said, I'm on my way. And I showed up in the hallway and I can see Faith's doctor at the end of the hall talking to my husband and my father, and I could just see my father's expression of pure terror.
Faith was diagnosed with FIRES, febrile infection-related epileptic syndrome. And this is a very rare illness that 1 in a million kids get. And basically what it does is it causes about 20 to 30, sometimes 50 seizures a day. And the doctor said in his practice, he's treated 10 kids in his 32 years, and he said 5 of them are no longer with us. 3 of them have cognitive disability, and 2 of them are living somewhat a normal life.
Unfortunately, I fainted, and the nurses were trying to get an IV in Faith, and at the same time I was lying in the bed with Faith, and I literally passed out.
I was in shock for probably 24 hours, and began to process it and began just crying every day for 12 days.
I couldn't absorb that this was happening to us. And I couldn't absorb that this was happening to our child. Because the statistics were so awful. They basically felt like a death sentence.
Like no doctors or anyone could give us assurance that she was gonna be okay. And so I remember my wife saying to me, we would have her, like, please spare her life. We would have her if she is cognitively disabled for the rest of her life. We would have her stay with us and we'll raise her and she can paint all she wants in our home, and we just desire not to lose her.
I never realized when a kid goes through something like this, how it can change them and change their personality for the time because they don't have all the words. And she was on 3, 4 different seizure medications on and off, and so her little body and brain were trying to keep up, but I really worried that she wouldn't come back.
Twice a day she would get this anakinra, which was a rare medicine to calm the swelling in the brain, and that particularly was going to treat the seizures. It was really hopeful because within 2-3 days we saw improvement. The day came when the first 24 hours of no seizure activity, and that we were just crying of joy. So that was the beginning of I felt like perhaps the recovery time we can actually start recovering.
When Faith was in the hospital, she really wanted to go on a trip. I sat down and I said, okay, we can't afford anything right now, but what's a way that maybe we could get her to have, a really fun experience? Well, I've known about Make-A-Wish for a long time. I've always seen kids on wish trips, and you see it in the media, and I've seen different things. I just looked it up, and it was a very simple process, and then I completely forgot about it, and we got an email, and I said, oh my gosh, Faith, she's accepted. Faith's reaction was she was excited, but she didn't understand what it meant, and she had no idea how magical it was going to be.
My name is Faith, and I wish to go to the American Girl store.
It took a little process to really get to know her wish.
She had really gotten into the American Girl doll like at the hospital because she had won a doll playing bingo.
You saw the face light up, the glee, the sparkle in her eye. Even before the date was booked, she was packed.
Towards the end, as we got towards the trip, like the last 3 days, she really was expending a lot of energy, and I was worried that she was gonna like conk out on the trip because she was just, her excitement was just hard to contain.
The whole process, our wish coordinator, Hannah, was phenomenal. She, made sure that we knew everything, like from where to park the car to the flight information, everything was just seamless.
I went to the American Girl shop.
And she got to witness and learn about the different dolls. And she chose her doll, one with a little pink and purple-ish hair. And they got their nails done, their hair done, and got their ear pierced.
Then I went to Aladdin with my whole family.
We got to visit all these fun stores. We got to take a carriage ride and feed the horse, go around Central Park.
I got to feed it carrots, and it was numbing in the lip.
We got to go to the Met, which is huge and gigantic, and I thought she was gonna be over it in 5 seconds, and she would have stayed there all day if we could have.
It was just a magical time. And she came home and she said, I just asked her, how was your day? She said, this was the best day ever. And the thing, what it did for our family, because it wasn't just a wish grant for Faith, it acknowledged the hard journey that we've been through.
It made us feel like somebody saw what we went through and somebody cared and realized how hard it is to recover. It was a moment that, honest to goodness, I felt hope again.
You made a difference, and not only in my child's life and giving her a sparkle, but you gave encouragement and support for the whole family, which is priceless.
If I could share anything with supporters and donors, it would just be thank you. You have no idea how it healed our family. There's a lot of things you could give to, but it makes a difference.
Thank you, Make-A-Wish, for making my wish coming true.